Yeah, I did it. Oh, we've got ourselves a little audience. What is up, everybody? This is Brian Martinez here. Welcome to another new video. Today, I bring to you guys a little bit of a bonus video for this weekend. I am here in Phasmophobia. I have been playing this game only for around a few weeks now, maybe at least 1 to 2 months. Probably a little less than 2 months if I had to wager a guess. And I've got to say, my skill is pretty darn high up there. And right now, as you can see, I'm kind of just messing around a little bit in the lobby, but that's fine. That's all fine and dandy. Nothing too bad is going on. I actually am recording this at the time of the Easter event. So this is actually pretty darn cool. I really, really love how the event works, and I also keep in touch with a lot of certain things that go around with specifically this game because it's always a very fun experience to be able to do something here, especially if it's changing every day. So, for this video, I'm going to bring to you guys at least one investigation, either one long investigation or two shorter investigations, depending on how long it takes for me to figure out a few things. And we'll see how this goes. So, I went ahead and decided to go ahead and learn how to play this game first. So as you can see up here with my ID card, I already have a few things unlocked. I've got a few crazy things unlocked. We have ourselves the Forest Spirit card, and that is specific to the event. The Ferryman of the Drowned to an Easter egg, and then we also have the Apocalypse Adept, Master, and Legend cards unlocked. Yes, I have already beaten all of these modes, and I actually beat these before getting up to Prestige level 1, because this is Prestige level 0. It is just the blank white intern card, and then Recruit is the first Prestige card. So I prefer to use Apocalypse Legend because it just has the better looks, and it's actually quite funny because I managed to do this in literally a day. I did it on my first try also. So no evidence, no nothing. I literally started on 15x multiplier and was like, it was a complete breeze for me. I don't understand how it was, but it was a complete breeze for me, and I managed to get through it on my first try. So, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and just play some single players for this little bit of a late evening here. Um, as you can see, of course, I've restarted most of my gear and things like that. I have tier ones of everything, and then as of at the moment, eh, I have the crucifix, motion sensor, parabolic mic, photo camera, salt sound sensor, and tripod. I am still missing the firelight, the headgear, igniter, incense, and sanity medication at the time being. So if I refer to this screen over here, you can see that I can actually add in a couple of bonus items. I'm not going to add anything bonus for beginner items. It's just going to be other things. So I'm going to add in a tripod, a photo camera. I'm going to do 3 motion sensors, 2 crucifixes, 1 parabolic mic, 2 salt, as well as 1 sound sensor. Those should be pretty good because those are probably the average things that you will at the very least need for you to be able to go ahead and get everything else done then and there in these certain kinds of investigations. So here are the map options that we can play. We've got ourselves Tanglewood Drive, which is up here, Edgefield Road, which is here, Ridgeview Court, Grafton Farmhouse, Willow Street, Camp Woodwind, Maple Lodge Campsite, Prison, Sunny Meadows and Sunny Meadows Restricted, Bleasdale Farmhouse, Point Hope, and Brownstone High School. So, specifically with these maps, I'm only going to be playing a small map because a large map is going to entirely take way too long. We are going to only be referring to playing on these small maps for this one. So, I'm going to go ahead and play just the Tanglewood match here. So, I'm going to go ahead and have the map selected. I'm going to have this brought up, and then these are going to be the items that are going to be in the truck as soon as we get inside. And here are everything as well for this. So, anyways, let's go ahead and ready up and get into the investigation. Alrighty, looks like we got a little bit of heavy rain. Looks like the ghost we are looking for, the case name is Harold Martin. And here are our bonus objectives. we need to find evidence with an EMF reader, prevent ghosts from hunting with a crucifix, and capture a photo of the ghost. So, pretty average. None of these are all that bad. It's just figuring out a few specific things. So, and then as for dailies for right now, these are my daily tasks. I have to play a total of 3 contracts, which I'm not going to do in this recording. Get a ghost to walk through salt 10 times. I can only do it 4 because of the fact that these salt things don't have that much like space in them. And I have to buy items in the store, which I already did that. And then contribute event points if I was playing in a Easter map, which I am not. As for weeklies, I have to do the same thing, contribute event points. I have to just earn money. I have to use cursed possessions, which I will show you guys what these do mean in just a second. And also I have to complete the weekly challenge in the Maple Lodge map, which I will be bringing a video for that possibly a little bit later. However, it's going to depend on if I'm going to be able to get to it or not. Anyways, though, let's go ahead and start off with getting our equipment and getting ourselves ready to go ahead and head inside of the house here. I'm going to specifically start by bringing in the photo camera, the flashlight, and also the vid cam. I'm going to go ahead and put the vid cams right away onto the tripod. I really don't like the tier 1 tripod, especially because of the fact that it likes to fall all the time. So it's really not one of my favorite things. So, and then for this investigation, I will not be using a parabolic mic or sound sensors. So I also want to focus on finding a ghost room first right away, so we're going to also take in just our EMF right off the bat. So, but here's how I'm going to do this. I'm going to actually go ahead and do it this way. We're going to grab our VidCam, and our VidCam is a little bit lower positioned because of the fact that it is on the tripod, which is okay. We're going to go ahead and set our tripod right inside the door. Come right back over into here, and then I'm going to refer to these few screens behind me to see what we got going on here. So looks like our breaker, our circuit breaker in this case, our source of power is in the garage area. That is where this is, and you can see that by the green lightning bolt little box there. That means that that is where the circuit breaker is positioned. And then here's our sanity. Our sanity will only go down mainly if we are in areas of darkness for a very long amount of time, and if the ghost does something that causes it to go down. The ghost activity is somewhere around 2 at the moment, and then we do not have any sound sensors, so we are just going to go ahead and mute all 4 of them. So anyways, let's go ahead and head inside, and let's do this. I'm going to start by turning on my flashlight, and then we'll get inside here. I can already hear the ghost interacting with things. Well, I found the room. EMF signal is not going up that high yet. So let's go ahead and look around. It looks like we have the haunted mirror. Here's the bone. And then I'll go ahead and explain a few things as well while I'm doing this here. So in a difficulty that is insanity or not insanity, nightmare or lower, so nightmare professional, intermediate, and amateur, specifically for in this game, you will always spawn in with a cursed possession. The cursed possessions can vary, and they are always random, unless if you're playing a challenge, then it is a specific set. You will specifically spawn with 7 possible different items. And those 7 items are as follows. You have the haunted mirror, like you see here. You have the tarot cards, the monkey paw, the music box, the Ouija board, the summoning circle, as well as the voodoo doll. And all of those specifically do different things. The haunted mirror, at the cost of your sanity, will show you where the ghost's room is. Which I don't need to know that as well. And I won't commonly use the haunted mirror unless if I'm on a large map. And then the haunted mirror, you can only look into it and see where the ghost's room is, and it will cost a lot of your sanity. So that, of course, won't necessarily be very good if you were to mentally cause the ghost to start hunting you. So, where are you? We're going to set our spirit box right there for now. And then our items that we are mainly using for the investigation, how we catch evidence, is if we go into this here. So we catch our EMF sensor, and then you also saw me take in my video camera and my spirit box. The spirit box is specifically for seeing if the ghost will talk through it. Your EMF, if you specifically were to check and see what levels of interactions they were, that's how you know that you have EMF interactions. And EMF interactions will always be seen, but level 5 interactions is what you were looking for. Level 5 is the strongest interaction. I'm bringing in an ultraviolet flashlight. Basically with this, you can actually find fingerprints sometimes, if you were to be looking around for those. So, and as we can sort of see, at the moment there is none, and I just heard the spirit box reply. So we've got spirit box evidence, which has gone ahead and crossed off a few ghosts that it cannot be. And then we can go ahead and do a few specific things past that as well. We have a writing book because the ghost will sometimes like to write in this book. This is actually a good source of getting pictures as well, which will be very, very valuable. Looks like this ghost turned the light on and touched the door just now, and then turned the light back off. Ooh, it just turned off the breaker as well just now. Hang on, let me go ahead and catch up here. We've got ultraviolet, which means it is between 3 different ghosts. The Phantom, Poltergeist, and Mimic. We will be able to find EMF... We will not be able to find EMF 5, I'm sorry. Ghost writing is a Poltergeist, freezing temperature is a Mimic, and dots projector is a Phantom. So specifically, if I see ghost orbs, because mimics can sometimes do that, mimics will mimic other ghosts. If I see ghost orbs, then that means that the mimic is what we are working with. So this is where my vidcam is positioned, and you can see it through the truck here. And a player can watch this camera as long as they want. But of course the ghost can still interact with it. If the camera was just placed down somewhere, it can knock it over or throw it. And then, depending on the level of your tripod, your camera also won't really withstand a lot of interactions. So, just something to be a little bit careful of there. So, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do a few specific things. I'm going to go ahead and bring in a crucifix. I do need to prevent a ghost hunt with this, so this will be very, very handy. So let's go ahead and come inside the room again. Place our crucifix down right there. How old are you?
An elderly victim.
Ooh, we got ourselves ghostwriting. We are working with a poltergeist. Alright. So it looks like for this investigation we have ourselves a poltergeist. And if you want to go ahead and get the maximum amount of points, you need to fully fill up your pictures book full of pictures. You need to find the bone. You also need to make sure that you complete all of the bonus objectives. So, since getting a ghost picture is one of the ghost objectives, I am going to specifically go ahead and do that one as well, and save a good spot so that I can take a picture of the ghost. So, anyways, now all I need to do is sit here and wait for the most part, actually. I'm going to go ahead and turn off my flashlight because I'm not going to mainly use it for the time being. Let me just turn the light on again. And here's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to track for the ghost moves by putting down motion sensors, and you will see these appear in the truck. They will appear as red lines. You can see it right there. It is zipping right through the thing there. So these motion sensors, They will indicate if a ghost moves through them, but they will not make sounds if you are right next to them. They will in the truck, but they will not when you are in the actual house. So these are especially important because of the fact that you can just keep an eye on what the ghost's movement is, what it's doing, and everything else like that. So we're going to put another one right there too. The ghost interacted with the door again just now. Let's see how everything else is doing. 83% sanity. That's a lot, especially for a poltergeist, because poltergeists can be pretty brutal on sanity. So this light switched on its own. We found the remains. Ghost left UV evidence. It's written something in our book. This mirror made me feel weird. Now let's continue going ahead and specifically looking into where like the ghost's movement is specifically. So I'm gonna go ahead and place this right by the bathroom. And I think that this is actually the door that it interacted with. Yes, it was. There is a handprint here. I can turn that off now. Excuse me. It just did an event to me. It did the airball event, if you all are going to be curious and wanting to know. It walked through this motion sensor, and it touched the closet door out here. Let me grab my UV light, shine it onto here to reveal the handprint, and get a picture. Something I gotta say, though, is I do not like how bright the light is. I do not like how bright the flashlight is. Okay. So, I pretty much don't need to do anything else. I just need to wait for the ghost to do a few things. So, and that's mainly what these will come down to. These will come down to being very, very patient. So, capturing a photo of the ghost, you gotta be patient for that. Preventing the ghost from hunting, you just need to do things, or you just need to allow yourself to do certain things. So here's what I'm actually going to do, because I do need to be in the dark for my sanity to go down. I'm going to turn the breaker off, and yes, the poltergeist will be able to turn the breaker back on, but it doesn't necessarily mean that anything bad will happen in any way, shape, or form of that. So let's go ahead and wait for it to do a few more things. Is my vid cam still standing? Yes, it is, somehow. And then, if I seriously wanted to, I could take in my parabolic mic and just mess around at least a little bit, which I'm not going to necessarily do that 100% of the time, because I want to mainly wait to get pictures of this ghost. So, did it touch anything else, or has it touched anything else? Nope, it has not. Nothing other than that door. So, and it will occasionally continue to respawn through the spirit box, which is fine. It's no big deal. Yep, it just touched this door right here. So if we pick up the UV light and shine it on here, we should see another handprint. Yes, we do. I'm going to go ahead and have it positioned to where the handprint won't go away until the time for it has run out. It interacted with the door again. So, and if we spend more time in the room as well with the ghost, then it will get a little bit mad at us. Some ghosts do not like it and when I talk either. So if it was a specific ghost, I would have been a little bit more quiet. So at the moment, just waiting for it to do things. And I don't even have a flashlight. I'm staying around the ghost specifically to go ahead and have it drain my sanity and to, you know, not really do anything all too much. So, so you can hear the spirit box responding to certain things. So, and it said that the person was elderly, so that means that this person is really old. Harold is an old person. I will not be rude in any means, and I don't mean to be rude in any means, because that's one of the last things you want, especially with a ghost like this. Because poltergeists can be sometimes not the best kinds of ghosts. And you'll see it here in its things, and it's a description here. It'll tell you, specifically for the poltergeist, it is one of the most famous ghosts of poltergeists, known to manipulate objects around it to spread fear into its victims. Its strength, poltergeists can throw multiple objects at once and with great force. That is basically called the Polty pile. If you were to go ahead and put a bunch of items into a specific pile, and if the ghost interacts with it, you've got a poltergeist. Poltergeists become powerless and with nothing to throw, and then with each item thrown specifically in a poltergeist pile, you can actually lose to around 2 to 3% of your sanity per item. So, pretty good if you specifically want to stock up on a lot of your things. So, the UV mark just disappeared off of this door. The ghost interacted with the phone just now, which is alright. So yeah, right at the moment, we're not doing too much. We're just sort of waiting. And I'm going to specifically wait for the ghost to burn the crucifix, because that is how it uses it. It will burn it. And then if I didn't tell you already, the evidence to get this ghost... Oh, it's hunting. I'm being quiet so he doesn't find me. Sorry if I'm whispering into the mic. Hi, friend. Well, there's our photo. Alright, then. So since we got our ghost photo, we could actually say we're pretty good to go. That is unless the ghost moved, which is likely. It did turn the light on. It's hunting again. Okay, it's finished hunting. How I know it's finished is if the footsteps seem to fade. Really? It did an airball event right in my face. Alright, let me move the crucifix. I'm gonna hold the crucifix with me. He turned off the breaker again. He might have changed rooms. It might have changed rooms. Pretty aggressive little guy, huh? Alright. Oh, he touched the door again. We can actually get one more photo. I think he walked right back into this room. Yes, he did. There we go. All right. And we are done. That is the full investigation completed. All bonus objectives are done and finished. Our sanity's down right at 0. So, and all of our pictures have been filled up. Light switched on its own. Finally, proof of a ghost. The ghost left UV evidence. A lot of good photos that we got there. So, we're good to go. And you don't need to get your items back into the truck. It'll all be more than all right if you just left it behind. So, and there we have it. And since I was playing this on professional mode, all of my earned amounts from this investigation are tripled. So I got over 1,000 XP. And we got ourselves the tier 1 igniters and firelight. So we got ourselves the rusting candle, and we also got ourselves the matches. So for these, I'm easily going to buy 12 of them, and for the igniters, I'm going to also buy 12. Mainly because of the fact that I use these a lot. So, and that'll become a little bit more obvious as soon as I get to higher levels. So anyways, I think that this is all I'm going to go ahead and provide for you today, mainly because of the fact that it takes a pretty long time to sort of go ahead and do these things. And of course, each investigation you usually have an average takes around 30 minutes. So this will be all I'm going to go ahead and provide for you today. I wish to see if I can do some more tomorrow, and I will be going ahead and posting a little bit of tutorials based off of both things that I have learned and also some things that I have accomplished as well. So, if you wish to see more, please make sure to go down below, drop a like, subscribe, and get yourselves notified by turning on those post notifications. I especially thank you guys so much for taking the opportunity to go ahead and watch my videos, and I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoy your day or night, whichever time zone you guys may be in, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye, guys.